bit about yourself.
Hi, Pamela. My name's Diane Gardipy. I am the Indigenous Education Consultant for Red Deer Catholic Regional Schools Indigenous Education Services team.
Can you tell me about Indigenous mentoring initiatives at your school district?
We have 6 mentorship programs that we currently run. However, when we started in 2023 to 2024, we had the idea to support our students with land-based teachings. And we started with our Aunties program, Aunties in Training program with St. Dominic High School in Rocky Mountain House. And we went into their community of Rocky Mountain House and wanted to connect with elders in the community and connect with Indigenous organizations. And so what we did was reached out to a couple contacts that we had, Shannon Ma, who we've worked with previously, and she let us know about Grandmother Turtle Lodge, that's an Indigenous organization that supports cultural programming and in the community. And they're a group of women that meet, and we reached out to them as well and just asked them if they would like to plan to meet with students and offer cultural land-based program that also includes the Western Science programming, because we have a partnership with Red Deer Polytechnic, the Red Hot Science program, who is funded by ACTUA. Once we all got together and had this meeting, we quickly decided what we wanted to offer and support youth mentoring in Rocky Mountain House.
So with the Aunties in Training program, is it high school students and then aunties from the community helping mentor them?
Oh, yes. So we work with high school students, grades 10 to 12, and our mentoring programs offer high school credits through CTS credits.
It's great to hear that the aunties from the community providing that mentoring, and then also from Red Deer Polytechnic, that science mentoring as well. And the Aunties in Training was such a success in Rocky Mountain House that it then grew. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
Yes, our Aunties in Training program in Rocky, it was such a successful program where we got to come together in the spring of 2024 to offer, I believe we were out there on the land 6 different times to provide land-based teachings with the community, and the word spread. And so it was, we were often asked, what is Aunties in Training in Rocky, and how do we get it to our community? And so specifically in Red Deer, like Red Deer Catholic is, our school division is within Red Deer, but we do have schools out in rural communities. And in Red Deer here, our high school students and our high schools, we have 2 high schools here and even our Indigenous community said, how do we start the Aunties in Training program in Red Deer? And so we quickly gathered our team, and as well as the elders that support our team, our Indigenous Education Services team, to ask, how do we do this here? And so that's really the special part and the unique part of offering mentorship programs in our land-based camps, is that we work with each individual community. So it's not our team that goes in and says, this is what we're doing. We go in with the idea saying, this is what we would like to offer. How can we work with you to make this happen? And so in Red Deer, the elder that we work with, Teresa Corky Larson Jonasson, she quickly gathered some matriarchs within our community and had a meeting with the matriarchs and just said, this is the Indigenous Education Services team. This is what they would like to offer a teaching training program here in Red Deer. How do we support this? And so that meeting was a day meeting, and it just grew into more meetings and deciding what they wanted to offer alongside Red Deer Polytechnic. So it was just that collaborative approach to setting up the program. And not only do we offer aunties in training, we also offer a uncles in training program now too. So we initially first started with female programming to our high school students, but now we also wanted to support male and the programming for males. So there's an uncle in Rocky that started, and they get to meet on the land too and do all different types of activities like drum making and ice fishing. So they get to work with a male elder, Glenn Waskowicz, in the community. Not only do we offer the two aunties training, we offer and the uncles, but we offer two land-based camps as well. And those are called our Four Seasons camps. And we have a Circle One camp, which started last year. It was a group of 7 students, high school students, male and female, that were interested in joining and learning alongside elders and knowledge keepers and Red Hot Science program. And so that also has moved into a Circle Two. So this year, the Circle Two is a new group of high school students that are in that year 1 of programming. And the Circle One group is now in year 2 programming. And we are looking at hosting a year 3 so that students can have a Four Seasons land camp throughout high school, Circle 1, 2, and 3, and receive high school credits.
You also mentioned that there is an Indigenous youth mentorship program that's happening in Red Deer.
Yes. We do have a Indigenous Youth Mentorship Program, IYMP, that has just started this year as well, January 2025. It's our first year. We're excited because we are also the first urban center that has an IYMP program. So we take high school students and that mentor elementary youth students from grades 4 to 6.
So many great mentoring initiatives happening for your Indigenous students.
Yeah.
What led you to start these Indigenous mentoring initiatives?
What let us start is that we really like building those relationships with our Indigenous students and helping them getting through high school, success, graduation, and hearing from them what they would like for our team to be able to do in their schools and how to support their Indigenous education. So they let us know that they would like to see more land camps, that they would like to have more access to elders and knowledge keepers and have those hands-on experiences and then teachings of cultures.
What are some challenges you've had to overcome?
Some of the challenges that our program has seen throughout the last 2 years is one was definitely communication. It's being able to have that person and team that is definitely keeping things organized with communication because there's so many moving parts to what we do, a lot of behind the scenes. So that communication to principals, to teachers, to students, and even families, and even all the mentors like the community elders, knowledge keepers, aunties, uncles who are part of that program in and within our team. So a lot of that communication is a barrier at times and a challenge at times, just making sure everyone is in the know of what's happening and that meetings are really important and yeah, being able to do that. Another challenge that we've seen is definitely having a teacher on board who sometimes they were pulled away from a lot of their classroom time. And so having a teacher who could provide the credits and do the assessments so that they can help the student in their learning as well. So that at times that could be a challenge to overcome. And we also had challenges with like transportation, being able to get a bus out to Rocky or from the school to different sites. So being able to have that communication with transportation as well. On our team, we had a bus driver, so that was really helpful to overcome. And I know even with IYMP, it's part of their program that they support the transportation too, because that's one of the barriers too that they have spoken about.
What are some of the successes that you've seen?
Those successes that we see are the students feeling pride in who they are, having that connection now to an elder, to a knowledge keeper, as well as seeing students and hearing students actually just talk about like the work that we're doing and how they're excited to be able to go into a field that they see themselves doing the work that we're doing. And so that's really good to hear. We tell them that they want the future to hand on down all this knowledge. So we're excited to be able to have these opportunities to share with them so that they can gain that knowledge.
You previously mentioned like bridging between the school and the community. Can you tell me
Oh,
more about that?
definitely. That's a huge success too, is that we are able to bridge the school community to the Indigenous community and the front staff, secretaries, principals, teachers. They now have that relationship with elders or different mentors that come in for different programming. And so that's really a success to see in our schools and even in our community. It's just building those relationships is huge part of the success that we've done and built within our programs.
Can you tell me more about how there was a Catholic high school and a public high school and the Polytechnic, and they all ended up working together?
Yes. So when we first started, it was Red Deer Catholic Indigenous Education Services team and Red Deer Polytechnic Red Hot Science team. And we went out to Rocky Mountain House to inquire about how we can deliver this program. And working alongside them, and after delivering the first year, the program had so much success and everyone was so happy with how things went. They were sharing in their stories, their learning. And so the word quickly went out into community. And so the following year, we had the public school district that is in Rocky. They quickly asked, how do we become a part of what you're doing? Because the Indigenous students had shared with each other about what was happening, what they're learning. And so Indigenous students within the public school districts, how do we want that opportunity too? So it grew this year to being able to have the Wild Rose Public School District on board, as well as the Red Deer Catholic District on board. And it's even grown out to Ochese School District to be able to be on board. So having 3 different school districts on board this year. We are super excited about that, to be able to work and collaborate on how to support Indigenous students with Indigenous education and learning through mentorship.
It's such a success. If schools or teachers were thinking about running an Indigenous mentoring initiative, land-based camps or aunties in training, what advice would you give them?
The advice I would give them is just start. If you have that idea, oh, this would be so cool in our school, our school division, just start. Even with a 1 day. It doesn't have to be like a 4 seasons and offering 4 different times, but just 1 day. Just see how it goes and what you will learn from starting and how it will grow and develop. And so I would just say, just start.